our show, but this is your episode.
Hello, fellow creatures of the void. With great power comes great need to take a nap, and oh my god, after yesterday, I really need one. But instead, I've got my wine.
Hell yeah.
Brody and I have got our Theodore Roosevelt watermelon wine. Cheers.
It's watermelon. I didn't think that it would be like that good. I thought it would be just like soda-y.
Oh my gosh.
It tastes like soda to me.
Here's
I'm not mad at it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright, so...
I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper and Pepsi. Or, no. I didn't mix...
Suicide is where you mix all the sodas together into one.
Yeah, I mixed Diet Dr. Pepper and Pepsi, and I have Jack Daniels in it. And it's fine.
Which for this episode makes you the whiskey woman.
Yeah. Whiskey woman.
Whiskey woman.
I need my own sound effect.
I'll put one in.
Right now. Yeah, that one was good.
Anywho's, I'm Brody.
And I'm Jess.
And I'm Rose.
Yeah.
Welcome to One Frame Off, fellow creatures of the void.
We're
We got...
back after a week off.
Oh, lordy.
It's been a funny week.
That Omicron, man, it's affecting all of us.
But
I didn't even have COVID, and I still had to take a week off work.
yeah,
Be like that.
It really does. But we've got a couple of things to start off with. I've got a short story to share about what happened yesterday, and then these two have an update about Attack on Titan.
Which one should we do first?
You two want to start off with Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Are we on episode 3 right now?
3? Yeah, episode 3. It's been 3 episodes, and it's been juicy as hell.
Oh my god.
Jess told me to text her after seeing it with my initial thoughts, and what we came together was like the best description of the episode possible. Do you want to say it or you want me to say it?
You say it.
Eren met God, and then God said no.
Yeah, pretty much.
What?
No, really.
So I showed you the video.
That we literally just texted each other those sentences separately, and that's all we said to each other, and that was it.
I showed you the video of Eren's head going to Bluey, right?
Yeah. Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh,
That's
fuck
what we're
you.
here for.
It's been long enough.
His head gets
The
shot off
memes
and
are
does
all
a
over
perfect
the internet now.
720 spin, and then he
Into
goes
Zeke's hands.
Into Zeke's hands, making a perfect catch that even Odell Beckham Jr. couldn't make.
No one can make that catch.
And then they go to the weird purgatory heaven where they meet God as a little girl who just plays in sandcastles all day.
And she said...
She builds titans out of sand.
Yeah. And she said, fuck you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god.
She ghosted his ass.
But
all I can say is, where am I at now prediction-wise? I just hope Levi is either going to save the world or there's no hope.
Oh, he's going to come in right at the end.
I will say, like, it's what we discussed last time, where it's like we both kind of figured, like, Eren was faking it. There's no way, and there's, like, no way they would add that Armin monologue if it wasn't foreshadowing.
He's way too revengeful to really just, like, be like, okay, I'm just going to concede my side of the argument.
I think him gaining a lot of knowledge and accepting to do things that are treacherous to what his person is, like, built off of in the show would be a way better narrative than... Haha, just kidding. I've been on your side the whole time, playing both sides. It's way more numbing and depressing. Like
he's like Sinatra. He does it his way.
Yeah, like their lives are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Seems like that's not the direction we're going in. So I think Levi's gonna save everybody. And poor fucking Pixis.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what happened to Pixis?
Pixis, you know how the wine turns people into titans.
Oh yeah, you
Pixis
told me about
apparently
this.
had a very big love for
Zeke
wine.
gave that wine to every top military official and soldier in their military, so that whenever he needed to, he could turn
Even
them
the
all into
children.
Titans.
Yeah, I told you about that. Like
Even the kid.
They tried to appeal to his humanity, being like, "No, Falco, this little boy drank the wine." He's like, sucks to suck. Roar.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't blame him though. The whole
big.
time I was sitting there, I was like, why do you think that'll fucking work? Like, look at all the people that are dying around you.
Mm-hmm.
This guy doesn't give a shit. Anyways, it's really good. We're having a nice time.
Despite the morbidity, it's a good.
That's what I like about it.
Time.
I think that's what most people like about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I did not enjoy what happened yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
So, this is towards the end of the night. One thing after another, to the point where I'm just fucking done with the day. I hear smack wood on metal, and then glass shatter. The only
usual
reason,
thing you hear in a restaurant. Nothing.
The only thing that actually triggered my response of, oh, shit went wrong, was a glass shattering. I did not care for the thump of the metal hitting the wood.
Mm-hmm.
One of our fucking tables, we have these barrels. We've got a few of them.
Very old-looking rustic barrels.
They're about 6 years old. And we have these metal tabletops.
Pretty old in barrel years.
They're older. Those barrels were actually used to age, I believe, whiskey in. So, like, they're old. Sorry, moving forward.
The metal tabletops on top of them, and there's like a 3-4 inch clearance. So it's like barrel, metal pole, metal tabletop. Our table...
Not gonna lie, it's kind of like the sort of thing you'd see at a pirate-themed restaurant.
Our table had lost 3 inches because the tabletop collapsed inside the barrel.
Like, it just got, like, I'm guessing, like, too heavy and just sort of, like,
I don't
went
fucking
into
know.
it. Like, the lid just, like, went inside.
Yeah, it just collapsed right into itself.
Silly.
We had a couple sitting at that table when it collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady
Rose,
there...
it's happened to me outside where one of the concrete tables, like, lost a leg and fell on a kid.
No!
Oh, no!
Everybody was fine. They understood.
Oh, no.
I bought their food. We're fine.
The chick at the table, she was on a date with her boyfriend. The chick at the table was like, oh, I worked in customer service for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Random shit like this happens all the time. I'm fine, so is my boyfriend. We're perfectly unharmed.
Just remake our food.
That's nice.
She was just drinking at that point, thank God.
Yeah, just buy them around.
But the thing is, here's the thing. They had 3 glasses on that table. 2 of them were drink glasses.
Yeah.
1 of them was water. It was a water glass that broke. The other 2 glasses were perfectly fine. Like, unharmed in any way, shape, or form.
Mm.
And they just moved to a different table.
I'm glad that they were very empathetic of the situation.
Yeah, she's like, oh, this happens all the time, it's fine, da da da.
Plenty of people would have been like, so free meal, right?
Yeah, right? But no, she's just like, oh, we're fine, we're perfect. I'm like, I'm just glad you were okay and unharmed.
Mm-hmm. Jess?
Sorry, Gertie's trying to bite my nose. Yeah, Gertie's in my lap being super playful. I've been at work all day, so she's like super excited that I'm home.
You really are
right
just
now.
like a James Bond villain. I hope people realize, like, I know they can never, like, really see us. They can only hear us. Gertie is in every episode just chilling on Jess's lap, trying to bite at her.
Lovingly.
Lovingly, of course. She's a
with
puppy.
her.
I just stroke her and drink my whiskey in a tulip glass and just stare into the distance.
That's the life of the whiskey woman.
Yeah.
Gertie and I play. Gertie, when she gets tired of annoying Jess or trying to get Jess's nose,
She doesn't annoy me.
that-
She is my sweet baby angel. I love her
we
so
start
much.
playing.
So I had like a little bit of reverse psychology moment when I came in today.
Mm-hmm.
Usually Gertie will like just see me and be like, "Oh God, there's a man coming in. I gotta bark my head off in front of everyone."
Oh, did you bark at her?
No,
That's crazy.
Do you think Gertie would have gotten along with me if I just start barking at the dog?
She just gave me this.
She doesn't even know how to bark like a dog. Have you guys heard her
She
bark?
cries.
Yeah, she goes
She cries.
She yaps and she cries.
Yeah, she doesn't bark like a regular dog.
And then she goes,
yeah, she's amazing. I'm
We
so
love
lucky.
but instead of having Gertie be afraid of me, I played the reverse card and acted like I was scared of Gertie.
I think all I did was like amp up her fear.
No, but like I was just like trying to distance myself, trying to run away, trying to get out of her line of sight. And it kind of worked because she's like, oh, this is the pitiful creature in the situation. I should go up to him.
Yeah,
and then later on, she ate a treat out of my hand. So I
Aw.
call that progress.
She
Progress.
just sees people as like food givers. Like, do you have food for me?
My name is Brody Rich, and I am liked by a dog.
Yeah. Do you have food for me? I heard you had food for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally all she's thinking about constantly for the most is playing, and is there food.
Yeah,
That's
dog.
her. That's her thoughts.
Well, you know who else has a dog?
Did Hitler have a dog? He did. He loved German Shepherds.
We're not going here.
We're
No,
not
no.
going there.
You couldn't be more wrong.
No.
You're right, but you're wrong.
Yes, you are.
I'm right.
Yeah, objectively, you're right, but like, come on.
I know we're not talking about Hitler today.
Not today, Hitler.
Not today.
Probably not any more than we are right now.
Who are we talking about,
Who
though?
else had a dog?
lesser known guy. Some dude named Hades who lives down in the underworld. Has a
Oh,
big
are you
ass
talking
dog.
about the 3-headed dog from
Severus?
Hercules?
Big puppy.
Big Puppo.
Big puppo.
Severus?
Triple pup.
So, Hades had a dog. His wife, Persephone, kind of tolerated him, I guess. Her mom, Demeter, hated that dog.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she hated a lot about her whole situation. The dog was just like, all right, fine.
But, alright, this is a failed bit.
Whatever, we're keeping it in. We're talking about Percy Jackson today.
Oh my
Percy
God.
Jackson, which you probably know from everyone's summer reading list. That thing that everyone talked about. 2 atrocious movies, and just being generally one of the biggest.
But there is hope.
But there is hope. We'll get to that later. But also just generally being one of maybe the biggest young adult action franchises that really captivated its readers.
That honestly challenges Harry Potter as well.
Yep.
Especially in themes of representation and...
Do you think that if they had made the movies better, it would be just as popular?
As
It probably could.
Because Harry Potter, the reason I remember as a kid waiting for the new books to come out and them being like super coveted, you had to know what happened next. But that thrill kind of passes as the whole series gets released. If the movies weren't as popular and good as they are, do you think Harry Potter would be what it is today?
No.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
kinda
think,
hard
I
to
don't
say.
think so either. I really don't. Because actually, when you really read the books as an adult, like they're not that well written. They're not wonderful for children. I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, guys. You all know that.
We all know.
But
in the same
so Percy Jackson books way better written.
Yeah.
If they had actually
yes.
gotten a competent team on board to write the scripts, produce it, and
had actually gotten Reardon
but with the goal of making this massive universe. However long the books go, I don't know how long they go.
Well, I think that's a good transition to actually talk about what is the sort of zeitgeist and world that is within Percy Jackson.
Because when we talk about the world of Percy Jackson, we're talking about the Lightning Thief in those 5 books. We're talking about Lost Heroes of Olympus. So one is Greek, one is Roman focus.
Right.
Then you also have the Cain Chronicles, which goes into the Egyptian.
Yeah.
Then you have Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. That's going into the
How many books in
Norse.
total is this?
There's like
I want to say like 19.
something like 19.
Holy shit! Why is
But
it not a
it
miniseries?
gets-
I mean, I know they're
it
doing
gets
that now,
better.
but I meant like
But in all these books, like what's like the main world building idea?
It's all based on Greek, Roman, Egyptian mythology and Norse mythology.
Various
as well.
mythologies that are sort of like
it's
long
like
history
Latin
from-
class, guys.
But better.
Way better.
Way better.
A lot of things are better than Latin class.
But where do you want to start, Brody?
I think just talking about the real tongue-in-cheek nature of like the book. So the idea is that all of these gods from all these ancient mythologies that we talked about are still around and still having some sort of influence on people, just like the natural people living around. In the case of Percy Jackson, on top, the Mount Olympus is kind of moved over to the Empire State Building, right?
Yeah, it's like the 300th floor of the Empire State Building.
And
Mount Olympus is the 300th floor of the Empire State Building.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's so
Nobody
fucking
hates
smart.
Rick Riordan
That's so
more.
British. Also, is he British?
No, he's
That's
the American.
That's amazing. I love
Nobody
that
hates
so
him.
much.
Reardon more than the fucking receptionists at the Empire State Building who must get the request, can we go to Mount Olympus?
And they're like, damn you, Rick.
On a daily
They're like,
basis.
oh no, sweetie, this is New York. Yeah.
Can we go to the 300th floor? The 300th floor does not exist.
Yeah.
But no.
That's just one example. And just have how like the gods are still like sort of in control around the area, still having small little influences in like our natural human lives, but like in more of a quiet role. And these gods have children. With earth people around here. I didn't know how best to say that. Mortals.
Dude, all these gods are fucking all these like regular chicks.
Yes, actually.
There we go.
Well, if you know anything about like the
gotcha.
actual Greek mythology, they fuck.
Okay,
we do. We talked about this.
It's actually
and guys, if we can do a callback real quick, and I'm sorry, Rose, for interrupting you, but like, how do we suspect? We got Gaia.
Oh.
Fucking a tree.
Gods were fucking.
Someone fucked a tree.
Someone fucked a tree. Someone fucked a goose. Someone fucked a rock.
A
bull.
You guys want to know what? I really think that everything we just said has actually happened in the history of time.
And then, as a cover up.
Yeah,
it's called Florida.
It's called Florida. Yeah, that was
the cover up was, no, wait, you don't get it. I'm a god.
Yeah.
I get to fuck this
thing. And I was like, I'm going to write this down.
Or I fuck it, or I turn my kids into it.
And then Rick Riordan turned it into a story.
Yeah. Or, Zeus.
Like, what, do you think it was really Seafoam?
I think it was just horse.
Okay, moving forward. Moving forward. I'm sorry. No.
It actually...
You want to know what I love the most right now? Is that Rose got it before Brody. That's what the best part of that was.
The story of Aphrodite, she comes from sea foam, but Jess is challenging that.
Yeah, I said it was sperm, guys.
Damn you, Jess.
Yeah, just in case anyone didn't pick up on that ejaculant. Okay.
So it's actually addressed in Trials of Apollo, like how many kids the gods have, because he literally does not know. He comes across this little girl and he's like, "Are you my kid?" It's like, how do you not
easily
remember?
Could be.
He's like, "Yeah, you could be." She goes, "I don't want you to be my dad."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "That's fair, because I don't even know if you're my kid." And it's like, Apollo, are you a dipshit or what?
So all of these main characters that we focus on within the story of Percy Jackson are these...
Well, definitely Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson included.
The son of Poseidon.
Are the demigod, half-bloods, magicians, sort of dealing with their own personal issues as well as their familial issues.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to start talking about Percy Jackson himself, the titular character of the series.
So Percy is the son of Poseidon, and he's the third. It turns out he's the third child of what's called the Big Three, who are Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus.
Yeah.
Because they're the biggest. They're the kings of their domain. So Zeus, god of the sky.
And they're the ones we know the most about.
Yeah.
As
Zeus,
a culture.
god of the sky. Poseidon, god of the seas, and Hades, god of the underworld. He's not the god of death. That is Thanos.
He just controls
everything.
Wait.
Did you say Thanos?
You said Thanos?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, you can't just say that sentence and not let us backtrack and absorb it for a minute. That's cool. That's really cool. All right. Processed. Let's continue.
We did it.
So
we did it together.
In between the 30s and the 40s, maybe the 50s, the three of them, Zeus,
or the 60s or the 70s.
Well, the three brothers, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, agree not to have any more kids because they don't want another world war. Because theoretically, as Riordan writes it, children, the big three, their sons all went to war. So this is World War II. Yeah,
they basically use their kids as little errand boys, send them on quests originally, right?
Yeah.
Things kind of changed since then.
Life-threatening quests.
We can get to that when we get to Luke, but what's Percy's deal?
So Percy is the third. Turns out to be the third demigod born of the big three, because Zeus has a daughter named Talia, and then he has a younger son with the same woman named Jason. So Talia and Jason Grace, and then you have Percy Jackson, who's the son of Poseidon. And Talia gets turned into a tree. Jason goes MIA. And then nobody knows about Percy until he blows up his school. He kills his algebra teacher.
Right. Because she had it coming.
On a field trip and almost blows up a fountain.
Yeah, just to clarify, the algebra teacher was an actual demon person.
Yeah, that makes sense from my experience with algebra teachers. Continue.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so he gets attacked by a monster because the monster's like, "Oh my gosh, I smell you as a demigod." Yeah, monsters track the demigods by their smell, by their scent.
What do you think they smell like?
I don't know.
Is it described in the books?
Wait, demigods smell?
Yeah, how do demigods smell?
Probably not stinky.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
What do you
know.
like? What do you think? What do you think that smells
I
like?
think like it might be specific per god.
Do you think it's not like
like
an
all the
earthly
kids
smell?
of Apollo smell like sunshine?
What does sunshine smell like? Describe that to me. Really.
The people at Febreze should be able to tell you.
Oh, Febreze.
Febreze.
Yeah.
They all smell. The gods smell like Febreze.
There's a really funny TikTok I saw where it's someone goes down like a tier list of, or like the 7 subset categories of Yankee Candle smells. And like the first few are like actually smells, and then it goes on to like, all right, like how you think like a certain thought would smell, and then like maybe a figurative place would smell.
When they get to the theoretical,
and then like they get to like totally theoretical smells that you probably like. Sense of happiness. Like, okay, how the fuck does that smell? Yeah, sense of joy.
A mother's love.
Yeah. No, I guarantee.
A full phone battery.
Exactly. It's the fucking greatest thing. Sorry, I can't name the person who made that TikTok because it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
No, Yankee Candle. Tell us what sunshine smells like.
Tell us what sunshine smells like.
Nico, son of Hades, would
I think it probably smells like orange juice.
We smell like what?
Graveyard dirt.
Oh, poor baby. Just dust.
Our poor emo
dust
child.
is what he smells like.
We'll get to him in a minute.
We got a lot to get to.
We have a lot.
But so Percy has kind of been like hidden away from God society.
How does he get hidden, Brody?
Well, going back, you talked about this in our last episode when we were talking about our favorite female characters throughout popular media.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about Percy's mother, Sally Jackson.
Oh my gosh.
Who put up with an alcoholic,
piece of shit,
abusive husband named Gabe, right?
Smelly Gabe, who reeked so much of human ugliness, grossness,
that it completely masked Percy's god scent.
He was such a smelly piece of shit because Grover, Percy's best friend,
and also a protector,
a satyr.
Yeah. Satyr. I broke everything.
Oh my god, I love how I was trying to like Gertie out of the room, and I like was doing pretty good at being quiet, and then I hit the loudest possible thing I could.
You flicked the. You did it again. For the listening audience who's freaking the fuck out,
it's just a doorstop.
I just have like really good comedic timing unintentionally. You know what I mean?
Against your own will.
Yeah. The best kind of comedy is the kind you can't, continue. Let's continue.
Smelly Gabe, they live with him for a while. It's kind of implied to this point where he was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive to Sally and to Percy.
The big three.
And,
Sorry.
One
it's
night,
the umbrella of abuse.
Yeah.
One night, Sally's just like, all right, Percy, let's just go on a family vacation, just the two of us. And,
I know you're freaking out, you just killed your teacher, but let's go get some fresh air.
Yeah, because she's a kick-ass, man. She knows exactly what's going on, because she knows who Percy's dad is. She knows, like, I can't hide this from him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's been attacked by a monster, only more are going to come, so I have to do the right thing and take him to a place called Camp Half-Blood.
Yeah. Let's get into the Camp Half-Blood, which I could regressively call the Hogwarts of this series, but it's the Hogwarts, it's the Xavier Special School, it's the education. What you describe it. You do a better job than me.
So
it's like the Fight Club of Hogwarts.
No, not particularly.
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not?
Right.
We didn't establish this, but Rose is sort of like the expert.
I love Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
I'm the guy whose biggest gripe is just the movies.
I don't know anything about this. I only know what I've learned on the podcast.
And Jess is in the back seat. I'm riding shotgun, and Rose is
I'm at the wheel,
just ripping down the highway.
And I feel really comfortable with this setup because Rose is a very responsible driver.
Oh no, not today. Brody has to keep me on track because I
too
will
much
go
watermelon
off.
wine and it all goes out the window.
I will go off on certain characters, so we have to.
I'll play the wrap it up music like they do at the Oscars,
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
So we get to Camp Half-Blood. So Camp Half-Blood is a camp where demigods go to train to learn about their godly heritage and more about their parents and actually be able to learn how to use their gifts.
Can I tell you like one thing about me personally that made me really relate to this?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things about this whole like series and specifically Percy Jackson that a lot of people can find relatable. Y'all know that Jewish summer camp is dope, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not, but I believe you.
I never got to do Jewish summer camp because I just, as a kid, hated being outside.
I can say from personal experience, vacation Bible school sucks.
Oh,
I've
God,
never
no.
been to a summer
It's
camp.
the opposite of that.
Good.
And this just reminded me a lot of like what I see all the time when people talk about Jewish summer camp, where it's just very sleepaway, marshmallow, everyone's kind of learning their heritage, a lot of basketball, a lot of good formative memories that shape these youths.
That sounds like Girl Scout camp for me, because I actually had a wonderful time at Girl Scout camp as a kid. It was one of my favorite things.
Did you ever have to fight each other with swords at Girl Scout camp?
No, I always did the horseback riding portion because they
do
had
that
different
too.
categories.
Oh, no,
yeah.
they've got
Yeah, so
They don't have that at Jewish summer camp.
Yeah, but
No,
they had different programs you could sign up for, and I would always do the horseback riding one because like every day we would go out and ride, which you could only do if you signed up for that class. Yeah, so that was always, I loved it. It was wonderful.
Well, we've got sword fighting.
I'm still friends with some of my camp counselors today.
Murder.
Pegasus riding.
Okay.
No, not murder, not yet.
Why not?
Not yet.
Fine.
We'll get to that. That's like book 4.
Oh my god, I
Okay.
love Pegasus.
That's book 4. Pegasus riding, chariot racing.
Pegasus chariot.
Being fucking God.
What?
Yeah, they fly their chariots in
Do
the
they
sky.
have a scene like that in the movie?
No.
No.
Why not?
No,
They're not cool enough for it.
No, but they do get
Do they not have the
shoes.
budget to make Pegasus
They have the
chariot
shoes.
racing?
They have Hermes shoes.
We'll get to that more, though. I'm going to say that a lot.
Everything
We're gonna
I
get to
know about this is from Hercules, the Disney movie.
that. I mean, he did
And
put the
that's-
Glad and Gladiator.
Yeah. We'll talk about gladiators if we get there.
We'll hold the Pantheon. See you later.
So yeah,
Everything I know about gladiators is from the movie Gladiator.
not
It's a
300.
reliable source.
So when you first get to camp, if you're not claimed by a godly parent, which is one of the 12 Olympians,
Mhm.
so each Olympian has a cabin, and if all new campers go to the Hermes cabin, because Hermes is the god of travelers, so until or if you ever get claimed, because some kids actually don't ever get claimed, they just live in the Hermes cabin just unclaimed, because Hermes is also known as the jack of all trades. So once you join the Hermes cabin, until you find out who your godly parent is, or if you ever do, you're kind of just trained to be someone who can do a little bit of everything. Archery, horseback riding, medicine.
Did Hermes ever knock any ladies up? Were some of the kids actually as
Oh,
Hermes
plenty of
kids?
Oh my god, he has so many kids. That's actually a point of contingency for one of our characters. Because you get claimed by Hermes. Hermes claims almost all of his kids, but he never interacts with them or
There's too
visits
many.
them.
Yeah.
There's just too many.
There's one scene that I think the movie does really well, where it kind of shows Hermes.
Oh my god.
By the way, Hermes played by none other than Nathan Fillion
Is beautiful!
Who's Nathan Fillion?
from Firefly fame.
Flyer.
I've never
Firefly.
watched Firefly.
Me neither, but I just
think
know
you would
Nathan
enjoy
Fillion.
it.
I think I would enjoy it.
But Nathan Fillion's got good
I don't think I'm
chops.
gonna do it.
He's also the guy from Castle.
I've never seen
The
it.
writer. No.
Anywhose, he starts off as just being like a usual UPS man.
He
Like,
runs UPS.
The god of delivery and transportation and all that fun stuff. UPS, duh.
Duh.
Who else does? And in one scene, he's just dressed like a usual UPS guy, like brown polo shirt, really short shorts, walks through a door with the main characters at the time, and then just like seamlessly transitions to him in a giant warehouse with a suit, and it's like, haha, I'm a businessman, you see.
And everything's
Business.
just like flying around. It's
Everything's all about business. I'm
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion.
I'm Hermes.
I'm the god of business.
Yeah, you get.
Is there a god of business?
Yeah, Hermes.
I
What
don't
did
know.
I just say? I think it was before they really had capitalism or anything like that. So they.
Importing and exporting would be fair to say, though.
Yeah, it's probably more up his domain then.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you do have trade, so trading at
Trade.
the time.
Yeah.
So you have traders and you have travelers.
That's business.
That is business.
But yeah, Hermes just like takes on all the little kids who just want to be in Camp Half-Blood.
Yeah, so if you get claimed, then you get to move into one of your cabins. So it's like, just to name a few, Artemis, even though she's a virgin goddess and will never have kids of her own, she does have a group called the Huntresses, or the Hunters of Artemis. And they go and visit. They're basically a group of girls who go around the world, traveling all over the place, hunting down monsters and other animals. They do come from, they're like demigods, some of them are mortal, but once you pledge yourself to Artemis and
the hunt.
Yeah, pledge yourself to the hunt, you become immortal, and you just travel around.
Immortal? Oh my god,
Yeah,
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Can I ask, is there like an actual story of one of these characters, like a whole book about them? Cause
no.
No? So there isn't a book about a young girl who learns that there are gods, and despite being human, is like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking hunt these monsters with you guys.
And joins a group of other badass women and, saves children, demigod children all over the planet from horrible monsters.
Shit writes itself.
It does.
They don't really save kids from other monsters.
But they would be.
You just want to kill.
By third degree, by just killing them.
Yeah,
by just killing them, though, they're saving lives.
Yeah, I mean, they just go around killing the monsters.
Yeah.
But, no, there isn't a book about that. So they come and visit, and that's where they stay. They stay in Artemis's cabin. You have the Apollo cabin. You've got cabin of Hecate, who is the goddess.
What do the inside of the cabins look like?
It's different, and it varies from god to god. We actually do get some descriptions of the inside of, say, the Poseidon cabin, because Percy goes in and greatly describes in detail about how much he hates living in the Poseidon cabin.
Oh yeah, well the Poseidon cabin is just like a lakeside shack.
Yeah. And he hates it because he's the only demigod there. You can't like sit. So each cabin has their own table during mealtime. And
they eat separately. They don't eat together.
No, they're not allowed. They're all separate. You all have to like sit at your own table. Percy's the only kid at Poseidon. He fucking hates it. He really does. And because he's a kid of the big three that they've seen in several years, Catalia at the time is turned into a fucking tree.
Yeah, just right in the middle of the camp, tree lady.
Yeah, tree lady. And so they're like, oh, cool, Percy, you're now the leader. You're Poseidon's kid, now you're the leader of camp. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yo, like last week I was just flunking middle school.
Are there adults there?
Yeah, there are 2.
Okay, why?
There's actually
only 2 for all those kids?
There's one guy that we didn't mention yet, but it's kind of like the crux of the show.
Oh my god.
Or the series. Chiron, his name?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other dude.
What other dude?
Dionysus.
Oh.
I thought you were talking about the director.
No, Chiron's like way more important. He's like
Yeah.
the teacher who kind of helped Percy out when he was in his usual school life.
So there are 3 adults, right up until the 4th book, there are 3 adults in Camp Half-Blood. You've got Daedalus. He's the trainer. He's the one who teaches all the kids how to fight. Chiron, he's like the overseer of like activities and health and healing.
And centaur.
He's a centaur.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair too. I remember you guys talking about.
Yeah, he like his disguise, his moral disguise is like he puts his centaur like half.
Just stuffs it in the chair.
He's got a magical wheelchair, and he rolls around all over the place in this wheelchair, like when they're in the mortal world. But then he just like trots around camp as a centaur. And then we've got Dionysus, who's the director of camp, but he's being punished by Zeus for not being able to keep it in his pants.
That sounds about right.
And he went after
a nymph. He is like the god of wine and partying and shit like that. He fucks.
Yeah, he really does. He has his own cabin, but he doesn't interact with his kids. Not a lot. He actually doesn't care for any of the kids. It's like, he's shown to be a very cold-hearted individual, and he's like, I hate this, I hate being around you children, I don't want to be here. But it's actually shown that he does care to an extent about the kids, especially one child. We haven't met him yet. I mentioned him before, Nico D'Angelo. Son of Hades.
The big sad boy of the series.
Oh my god. Nico. But yeah, so Percy we learn that he's the son of Poseidon and gets, like, kicked out of Hermes, lives in his own cabin, and he's miserable. He really is. And he thought he made a friend with a girl named Annabeth Chase. She's a daughter of Athena. The minute she finds out he's a son of Poseidon, she's like, oh, we can't be friends because you're a Poseidon and I'm Athena. It's like, bitch, you can put your parents' shit behind you. Annabeth also hates him because, like, he gets camp, and as we were talking about quests, he gets a quest issued to him almost right off the fucking bat, and Annabeth just invites herself to him. Mm-hmm. What we skipped over was how Percy got to camp.
Right, so...
I imagine he took a bus.
No, his mom drove him, and then his mom almost got killed by a centaur.
Oh, Jesus. There's a lot of centaurs.
Oh, no, Minotaur.
It's Minotaur.
Oh,
his
Minotaur, man.
His mom almost got killed by the Minotaur, and then she fucking just disappears. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that Percy's like, okay, well, mom is fucking... To him, his mom is dead, so Sally's dead. He's just randomly issued a fucking quest, and he's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go do this quest, and I'm gonna go as an excuse to get my mom.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to the underworld, which is where again?
in
Los Angeles,
Los Angeles, baby.
The gateway to the underworld.
Home of broken dreams.
Aww.
As Apollo calls it, like, he can see why the entrance to the underworld is there. Because so many hopes and dreams lie there, but all you get is a broken heart.
Los Angeles, baby.
Yeah.
So...
Never been.
Percy's like, awesome. I can go get this... What is this quest?
It's a fetch quest.
I don't remember.
It is a fetch quest.
It's another dumb quest. They always send, like, the dumb quests and then, like, never get any recognition for it.
I do have to ask...
But before going on... Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Maybe you guys are getting to it, but I just have to ask, like... So what's the main conflict, at least in the first few books? Is it just the monsters? There's got to be a big baddie.
There is. It's the lightning thief.
It's the lightning thief. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
the main quest, it is a fetch quest, and Percy's told, you have to go and get the Master Lightning Bolt.
The one that has been stolen.
Yeah, so Zeus's Master Bolt, or the Zeus...
the Master Bolt.
Zeus's Thunderbolt
is better.
As it is called the Master Bolt, has been
I'm
stolen.
A child.
It's his main power of choice, though.
But the thing is, Percy wasn't discovered until after the theft. So how could Percy steal it? Doesn't fucking matter to Zeus. Zeus is like, go fucking get it.
Zeus just wants results here.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit about anything else.
He does not give a fuck.
Bottom line guy.
So Percy goes to the underworld.
Well, before he leaves camp, really, he also stops by Luke. Because he's like, hey, there's only one other guy who's really been on a quest that he's talked about. Son of Hermes goes to Luke and is like, well, here's some cool stuff to help you out. Here's some flying shoes. They got little shoes with wings on them. I think they're like Converse.
Yeah, they're Converse. They're Hermes Converse.
Yeah.
Are they Converse in the book or in the movie or both?
I think both, actually.
I think both.
That's awesome.
Way to go, movie. He also gets a shield, which will be important later.
Yep.
And Chiron gives him a pen that turns into a sword.
Cool. Riptide! Which is apparently a female sword, according to Magnus's sword. We'll get to that.
Do I want to?
Swords don't have genders, okay?
Apparently they do.
They don't.
They do.
Unless you want them to.
Apparently they do in this series. In this world.
In this crazy world of gods and their children, why can't a sword be female?
I don't know. The world's your oyster.
So that's like the main quest, the big road trip that ensues with Percy, Annabeth, my bad, and Grover.
And they go...
Hitting the grows, seeing the sights.
They go, they fight...
Medusa.
They go talk to Hades, and Hades is like, fuck you, I didn't fucking steal this shit. I don't care for my brothers.
Yeah,
gets knocked out by Persephone.
He's not evil. He's just a burnout.
No, he just doesn't care for his brothers, and that's a very big theme for him throughout the rest of the series.
He's a guy with a full-time job that just kind of eats away at him. It's like, dude, I don't have time for anything else.
Really don't have time for you.
Oh, wow. Super relatable.
He's like, I don't have time for you. I don't have time for demigods.
You know how many people die every day and how much paperwork I gotta do because of it?
No, that's literally his gripe. One of his
I think that's
gripes.
fair. I mean, if that's his day in and day out,
But then it turns out, oh shit, the lightning bolt was in the shield.
The whole time, Percy had
and
the
who
fucking
gave
thing.
him that fucking shield?
Luke Castellian.
What's the cause of this mischief? What's up with Luke?
So Luke is the son of Hermes.
Right.
He is the head of the Hermes cabin.
And like we determined earlier, Hermes doesn't give a fuck about his kids, despite giving him a big quest.
So he does care, but he just doesn't have... Zeus has this rule where the gods can't visit or interact with their kids. Because then that would be considered favoritism. And because we have so many kids, we can't divvy up our time, even though we're immortal, to hanging out or spending time with each individual child.
Yeah, it would just be terrible. We can't do it.
We can't be good parents.
Yeah.
Why would we want to be
We'll be mediocre to all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
neglectful to everybody. It'll be so equal.
Yeah, there you go. And Luke is like, I'm done with, the idea that the gods can just use us as their errand children, that we can just die by their hand, that we're supposed to be trained to be overly loyal to our parents. Screw all of this. I have a better solution. Let's bring back the Titans.
Yes, the Titans, who were sort of like the precursors
To the gods.
To the gods.
Are they the same Titans like from Hercules?
Yes.
Yup.
Cool. Okay,
it's actually the same story.
Yeah, it's the same story.
Before there were gods, there were Titans, and then the Titans were beaten by the gods.
Yeah.
For power.
So Kronos.
Is Hercules in this?
No, Heracles. His Greek name.
The store-bought Hercules.
Yeah,
Heracles
good value Hercules.
Actually makes an appearance in the Roman book series, Lost Heroes of Olympus. But we'll get to that in a minute. I know we keep saying that, but anyways. So Luke is like, I've been talking to Kronos. How the fuck have you been talking to Kronos? What do you mean? Gertie's being adorable.
Gertie's being hilarious.
So
she's in such a frisky mood right now. This never happens. When they're here, she is like
Gertie's
this all the
just
time.
sat up straight.
Yeah, I'm holding her like a little baby.
She's having the time of her life.
Gertie.
Dude, she's so playful right now. She just wants to play.
So she's playing with me right now.
Yep. She's nibbling.
Yeah.
So Luke is like, I'm gonna go and team up with Kronos and a bunch of other demigods, and we're gonna bring back the Titans to bring the gods down because I hate them.
Gertie.
Please tell me we got that.
Oh.
Are you okay? This cool girl. Wrong pipe, baby.
I think she's
Gertie just choked on her own tongue.
Yeah, it's cute tongue. It went down good.
So Luke's whole thing is like, I want to start a whole civil war between the Pantheon. The best way to do that is to frame one of the big three's kids on fucking with Zeus's power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna steal the lightning bolt. I'm the lightning thief. Put me in the credits. And I'm gonna blame Percy by putting it in the shield that I'm gonna plant on him.
So that's the first book. The second book, we get to meet Tyson, Percy's half-brother.
The Cyclops.
The Cyclops. And it's all about, like, saving Grover, because Grover is off. So all the satyrs have basically a job, and that's either protecting demigods or they're off looking for Pan, the god of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Pan is dead, by the way. Pan is long since dead, but none of the satyrs believe it, so they keep going off and either getting killed, disappearing, never to be seen again, or
it's
coming
very
back
similar to like
failed.
the first book's kind of story of we got to team up and go to this thing to save a person, and while doing so kind of learn more about the world and what's happening.
Yeah.
Luke is on a yacht making,
Oh
making diabolical plans.
Okay.
I just kind of remember like the Cyclops. What was it, Tyson?
Tyson. Well, his baby brother Tyson.
Well, he's kind of like a comedic relief character.
Annabeth hates him.
Annabeth hates him. I think that's just there's like an actual myth about like Athena hating Cyclopses though.
Yeah,
right?
it's like a thing. Once again, Annabeth is like, oh, my mom is Athena, so I can't like Cyclopses. It's like, bitch, can you just get over the fact that you just don't like children of Poseidon? Like,
or just
what the
anyone
fuck?
that's not you.
Anyone that's not like any of the other gods.
Just trying to please.
Because that's the whole thing with her. Is like, oh well, my mom's Athena, and it's like, okay, what can you do? You have no powers. You're basically mortal. You're just super smart.
Do you know who my mother is?
Yeah. Do you know who my mother is? And it's like, yeah, we get it. You're fucking smart.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
But Tyson, in the books, he's sort of like a caveman sort.
He's a lumbering baby, and Percy adores him.
Yeah.
Percy really fucking. He's like, oh, because Poseidon at the very beginning of the summer, because we meet Percy when he's in middle school, and it literally goes right up. The book series follows him right up through high school and into college, which is fucking amazing. And that allows the audiences, such as myself, to grow up with him.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I fucking grew up with Percy. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I think we talked about it. We were sort of in, like, the golden, like, that right sweet spot when this was coming out. And it's like we were both sort of, like, maybe a little bit older than Percy at the time, but, like, still able to,
just around, and just be able to identify with him was wonderful. So...
Is that another thing you want to get into? Identification? Okay.
No, let's just get
through the stories.
Yeah. So then you have book 3, which is
Curse of the Titans. Titan's Curse.
That's what. Lightning Thief.
That's book.
I'm just gonna
13.
say. Shut up. You don't know shit.
No,
I'm just gonna say, like,
I don't. He's right.
I think, like, a lot of people, this is where the series sort of starts to fizzle out. Because, like, Lightning Thief, the first book, I read that, like, cover to cover twice as a kid. And then Sea of Monsters, I think I read half of it. Sea of Monsters,
yes, it is Titan's Curse.
It is Titan's Curse. And after that, I just kind of realized, like, I don't have the patience I did anymore when this was a fresh, new idea.
It's the same for me as a child with a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Given that I did read 13 of those, but I think there's, like, 20 or 30 of them.
Those things also go down like chips.
They do. Even at a young age. I would still read them right now, honestly, or listen to them on audiobook while I'm cleaning.
Mm-hmm. That's what I should do, just, like, listen to more audiobooks.
Yeah, you really should. I'm listening to Mindhunter right now.
Because, like, I think also, like, the reason why I always like watching the movies before reading the books is because usually, like, if I watch the movie, I have a visual, like, idea of how everything kind of plays out. Yeah. So that way when I watch or I listen to the books, I'm just kind of, like, in my head knowing what's happening. And I'm like, oh, cool, more movie.
So, yeah, exactly. The visualization is increased even more when someone is reading it to you, especially if they take the time to do different character voices and whatnot.
Yeah.
Immersion is all up to your imagination at that point.
Exactly.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. I'm glad we're all big audiobook fans.
Yeah. Especially when you got sad emo boys.
Oh God, I love sad boys.
Your favorite character.
Oh my God, my favorite character on this fucking planet. It even starts off with introducing him. Titan's Curse. Percy and Grover are off on, like, Grover is off on a fucking quest and comes across 2 demigods. Mm-hmm. So he's, like, off on, like, his own and comes across Percy, the huntresses of Artemis, and oh yeah, Annabeth goes missing.
Oh yeah.
I completely forgot that Annabeth goes missing for like most of, at the very end of or towards the end of Sea of Monsters, Annabeth fucking disappears, and for almost the majority of Titan's Curse, Percy is looking for Annabeth.
Yeah, there's always someone they gotta look for in these stories.
And Percy comes across Grover and the Huntresses of Artemis, and they recruit 2 new demigods, Nico and Bianca D'Angelo, the children of Hades from 1930.
I know you mostly want to talk about Nico, so...
Let's talk about Nico!
What's the deal with Nico?
So Nico and his sister get trapped. Back up some, when I said that back in like the 30s and 40s, between that time frame, the big 3 decided that they weren't going to have any kids. Well, Hades had 2 living children at the time. Hades is like, okay, the war is coming. I should get you 3, so Nico, Bianca, and their mom Maria, out of Italy. And he's like, okay, we're all gonna go. I'm gonna move you all to New York. But they end up in D.C. So they end up staying in D.C. for a few days. Zeus is like, yeah, we can't have any living children, and tries to kill them. All three of them. Maria, Bianca, and Nico. That doesn't work. Maria is the only one who gets killed. Mm-hmm. And Hades, in his grief, is like, okay, I'm just going to wipe these kids' memories and send them to a place called the Lotus Casino, where they basically consume these drugs.
Yeah. And
it's kind of like a casino at a time.
If you've ever seen the Lightning Thief movie, it's kind of... I forgot it existed, and I thought it was just a movie thing, but...
You guys told me not to watch it.
Well, yeah.
No.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
But it's sort of like the same depiction. It's a casino good time area where these sirens give you little, like, lotus flower
cookie
things. And you take them, and then you basically just want to stay, and kind of makes you lose track of time.
Yeah, the more you consume, the less that you actually want to leave.
Cool, it's an opium den.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So Nico D'Angelo, he's just been in this casino with his sister for how long? You said 1930s?
Yeah, 1930s.
Hey.
1940s. I think the president was
of 30s?
Hoover?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah,
and
it's like...
You can fact check.
It's either Theodore Roosevelt or, was it Roosevelt or Hoover?
I cannot give you an honest answer.
Because it's just around the time of World War II.
Oh, World War II.
It's
would have
like
been Roosevelt then?
Oh yeah, World War II, still Roosevelt, no idea.
Yeah, probably.
We'll just say Roosevelt and call it a day.
We'll fact check it later.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's the president at the time, and they go into the casino. So they come out almost like 80 years later. Mm-hmm. And they just don't know anything about it. They don't have any of their memories. They thought they were just staying in a hotel.
Golly Zooks, what is that, a cellular phone?
They have no fucking clue.
God damn.
They really don't. So
it's like, well, that's just swell.
Percy spends some time with Bianca because Nico just gets dropped off. Oh yeah, they crash Apollo's chariot.
Nice.
Because how they get back to camp was they just randomly come across Apollo, the Huntresses, Percy, Nico, Bianca.
Just hanging around.
Apollo's like, yeah, I'll give you guys a lift back to camp. And lets Percy drive, and literally drives the son right into the camp. Right into the smack dab in the middle of camp.
And then walks out, it's like, what's up, mate?
Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? It's just another day. Just another day at camp. And so, he goes off. He does spend some time talking to Nico, and Nico is like super psyched to be a demigod. And he's like all happy and shit, and then he learns that his sister is joining the Huntresses, so he's like, oh cool, you're going on a quest with them. Can you keep my sister safe? Mm-hmm. And instead of being like the better person and saying like, look, Nico. Oh, poor Gertie.
I don't know if anyone picked it up on camera, but Gertie just tried to like jump and bonk her head on the table.
Oh no!
Aww.
He says it's okay, it's a perfect circle.
Oh, Gertie.
Alright, let's continue. She's fine.
So
she's sturdy.
And like talking to Nico and saying, hey, I can't guarantee your sister's protection. Things happen on quests. I can try, but honestly, I can't guarantee. No, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll make sure your sister comes back alive. Yeah, red flag number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the middle of quest, they're all camping out, and Percy's talking to Bianca, and Bianca's like, yeah, the president's like fucking Theodore Roosevelt, whatever. And Percy's like, no, he died. Mm-hmm. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, what year is it? And she goes, oh, it's blah 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 year, right?
Yeah.
No, Bianca, it's not. And she's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So she has like this basically mental breakdown of everything.
Super relatable.
She's like, I'm not in the time and the year that I thought I was. What the hell? And she basically was...
Doctor Who.
And she was really denying the whole existence of monsters and demigods. Because she kept telling Nico. Nico's like all for it. He's like, yes, let's be demigods, sis. And she's like, no.
But this character just sort of like was skeptical of the whole thing and is now just like, oh hey, you skipped 80 years because of all that shit you didn't believe in.
Yeah. And she's like grappling with all this. And they have to go, oh, it's another fetch quest. Not only do they have to save Annabeth, but they also have to go find Artemis.
A lot of fetch quests.
A lot of fetch quests.
Mm-hmm.
So the huntresses are looking for Artemis. They figure out how to get to Artemis, that damn snack bar. They do go.
Okay, this is where my brain started fizzling out on the series. What the hell is a snack bar, and why does it got to do with Artemis?
Oh, I'm very familiar with snack bars. If you guys want.
Well, everyone knows snack bars.
No, I just randomly remembered the snack bar.
What's the snack bar?
Please cut this out. I'm dead serious. Like,
okay.
At one point in one of the books, they go to the Hoover Dam, and Percy and Grover just go back and forth about making jokes about the damn snack, like the Hoover Dam snack bar.
Oh, cool. So it's just like Beavis and Butthead do America. Like, is this a goddamn?
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Why
like
would
a
I cut
damn
this
joke.
out?
Yeah, why would you cut that
Why?
out? It's hilarious.
Because I don't remember which book.
So?
Oh.
It's in the book where they go to the Hoover Dam, listeners. All right, moving on.
All right, yeah. So what's the big final battle?
So it's gearing up to be literally like the Titans, the showdown between the Titans versus the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know I already said, like, and I'm going to probably say this again, so it's definitely like the Titans from Hercules. Visually, are they the same as well?
No.
Okay,
They're
that
much more human looking.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a tornado with arms.
Nope.
No.
Cool.
No,
okay.
they're much more
I
human.
just, visually, I need to know where I stand. Just like what Brody was discussing earlier. I need to know visually what I should be imagining here. So they're anthropomorphic.
Yeah.
But
So-
they still represent each disaster? Or was that just an interpretation
They all have
Disney
some
took?
sort of
It's-
area of domain.
So-
Kronos being the Titan that controls time. I'm sure
Titan.
there's like an ice Titan there too.
The Titan who created humanity.
Big one. That's a big
So-
one.
So the Mud Titan?
Mud
Kind of.
Titan.
Mud.
So like each
That
of
sounds
the
like
Titans,
a monster truck. Mud Titan.
It should
so
be. It's a
Disney
good
took
idea.
a very like a simplistic approach to the Titans, except for when it comes to Kronos, because Kronos can control time.
Was
and
Kronos a Titan in Hercules?
I don't know if he was in Hercules,
It's
I don't
like,
think he was in
not
Hercules.
specifically.
but Kronos is
Kronos
generally
is
known throughout the
generally-
mythology as like that guy when it comes to Titans.
Yeah, but I would assume.
I feel like what's also wonderful that we should just say real quick before we jump back into our main plot here is that how wonderful is Hercules as a movie?
I mean, definitely top 5 of
I hate to say it, but it's just like,
It's a good
wow, what
movie.
a great movie for children to kind of learn mythology like this and
Yeah, but
all these other concepts and a fun visually.
Use their Roman names, my god.
Get it right.
But no, Hercules is a wonderful movie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Big final showdown time.
big final showdown time.
Who's on the sides?
So it's Camp Half-Blood, majority of Camp Half-Blood.
Yup.
So we've got almost all of the 12 Olympians. And then we've got some of the gods actually sided with Kronos.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember which gods?
Yeah, who sided with Kronos, Time Man?
Oh my gosh. I don't actually remember, but many of the demigods.
I can imagine more demigods.
Majority of the demigods actually, from Camp Half-Blood specifically, sided with Kronos, sided with Luke. And Percy...
Well, I have a question for you, and I'm sorry to interrupt again, but that you probably won't address. How well does a demigod fare against a god?
better than you would think.
Yeah,
In the
Gods
case
are
of Percy
fucking
Jackson,
useless.
he goes hand to hand with.
Oh yeah, he actually fights. He like goes nose to nose with fucking Ares
Yeah.
and wins. By the way,
In the first book, which
In the
is,
first book.
I'm gonna talk more about like all the things that were in the book that didn't make it to the movies that should have been in there, but him fucking fist fighting Ares.
It should have been in the book,
That should have been in there.
or should have been in the movies. It was in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that the idea, I just wanted to know where they
demigods,
stand,
yeah,
because it's
like-
like, okay, cool, a bunch of demigods, but like, you know, when you're realistically thinking about a god's
Realistically,
power, it's like, I'm a fucking god.
Okay, so Percy, Jason, and Nico alone could literally uproot working together, just those three, not to mention their siblings. Just the three of them alone. This is before Nico travels majority, like halfway around the world with the Athenian Parthenos, which happens in Lost Heroes. Between the three of them, they could just uproot the entire 12 Olympians. Just uproot Olympus.
So why aren't these people killing more monsters?
Because they're trained and taught that the gods are good and that you should be overly loyal to the gods.
Yeah, that's
that
fine.
Way,
yeah, that's
that
fine.
Way you don't...
But if these kids are this powerful, why is like monsters hunting them that big of a deal if they can fight gods hand to hand?
Well, the whole point of Camp Half-Blood is sort of like controlling the power.
Yeah. So you don't end up blowing up the entire fucking city.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so that you know, so that like the monsters don't know your power level. They just know, they don't smell which godly parent you have. They just smell like, oh, you're a demigod and go after you. They don't know until they actually start fighting you who your godly parent is, just based on your powers. So if you predominantly use a bow and arrow, they're gonna be like, oh, you must be either Hermes or Apollo. Hermes or Apollo, most specifically.
Okay.
And if they're fighting Percy and they find out that he can control water and he's using water as a weapon, they're like, oh shit, we fucked up. Because this is a kid of Poseidon. Fuck me. And actually a few of them have tried to run away. Unsuccessfully.
Percy did not like them.
Percy did not like them.
That's another thing I like. Like, we haven't really talked
Percy,
too much.
like, killing these guys?
Yes.
Percy's murking fools like every other day.
Yeah, cool.
Like,
okay, I'm into
Percy,
that.
from everyone else's
I didn't
perspective.
like in Harry Potter how, like, Harry was hesitant. He only would use the stunning spell. Like,
No, Harry Potter, big pussy compared to Percy.
He is a pussy, thank you.
Between Harry
Why
Potter,
didn't he go back to dating Cho Chang
She was
after,
she's a bitch.
after Cedric Diggory died?
She's a bitch, that's why.
Generally, Percy considers himself to be funny goofball kid.
Skater boy.
Who said see you later boy.
Skate.
But everyone else's perspective is like, this guy is like a straight up fucking menace.
They think that...
Is he a Dennis the Menace?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Nico's more of a menace than anything. He's like this angsty ball of just power. And actually, speaking of, Percy threatens Nico. Chokes him out and holds a sword to his throat and says, if I see you, next time I see you, I'm either going to kill you or let you live. And I'm letting you live now because I need you to convince your dad to go fight on the side of Olympus. So you either die by my hand or you die by your dad's hand. That's your choice. After Nico basically helped Percy become... He gets the Curse of Achilles, which you basically become impenetrable.
Yeah. Or just like invincible, I guess.
Invincible, yeah. Invincible would be better. He's like, he helped Percy become invincible, and Percy turns around and uses it to almost kill Nico. And
I feel like Nico doesn't deserve it.
He fucking... So...
He's just a sad
yes
boy.
and no. So yes...
Everything Rose has told me has really just put Nico in the light of being a sad boy.
Nico does accidentally trick Percy into a trap.
Of course.
Only because he's being manipulated by Hades.
Mm-hmm.
And Hades is like, hey, I just want to talk to Percy. Bring him here and I'll tell you about your past. I'll tell you about your family. I'll tell you about your mom. And Nico falls for it, brings Percy down to the underworld. Hades traps him. Yep. And when Nico recognizes that he's been fooled by his own dad, Nico goes to save Percy. He lets him out. Percy goes batshit crazy and basically almost kills Nico. And all because Nico made one mistake. And Percy, instead of being like, hey, the gods will trick you, be careful. No. He's like, you tricked me. You, imprisoned me, blah, blah, blah. This is your fault. And Nico's like, look, I'm sorry. I just wanted to learn about myself, learn about my family. And Percy's like, no. Your options are to die or to die.
Wow. That makes me not like Percy.
Good. You shouldn't.
I don't right now.
You really shouldn't.
I always like the underdog, too.
I just really want to know, what is the big wrap-up after the big battle?
So, the big battle...
Who wins?
The Olympians, because guess who shows up?
Zeus.
No. Fuck Zeus. Zeus is already there.
Oh.
He's Zeusless.
Yeah, he really is.
Shut the fuck up.
They're actually losing. They're all... Camp Half-Blood and Olympus are legit, like, full-on losing this battle.
But at the very last second...
Hades comes in with
Hey.
an army of the undead.
All of the undead.
All of the undead. Because Nico goes toe-to-toe with Hades and says, look, Dad, you can either prove yourself to be better than the Olympians, or you can kill me right here.
Wait, can I just say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Why hasn't this been made into an anime?
That's exactly what I've been thinking when, like...
This would be
This would be better than an animated show.
This would be better, but
Right.
not even specifically as just an animated show. I want it to be an anime.
Look, the movies were a mistake.
The movies really were.
This needs to be an anime series ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! So they win the battle,
Yay.
and the
Yeah.
conclusion,
Yay, bows.
I knew they could do it.
the conclusion is that
The best conclusion is that Nico got to get approval from his dad, and they worked together.
they did. He does. He actually does. Hades
Full
is
character
like,
arc.
Hades
Is
is
Nico
like
a better protagonist than Percy?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, he is.
Just a solid
Do you
yes.
think?
Didn't
Do you
have to-
think the books would have been better if they were written from Nico's
No.
point of view?
No.
I think he works better as like a side character
Because
because
the
he
thing
goes to more
is,
tragedy
Nico-
than the actual protagonist.
Yeah, because Nico ends up having a lot of
Percy's
adventures.
a better vehicle for your own
Exactly.
mind. He's the NP, like not the NPC, but the blank
Surrogate
RPG character.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So Nico ends up spending more time outside of camp, actually ends up being a pivotal character and a really important, significant tie from the Greeks to the Romans. So when the shift happens from Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief series all the way up to Lost Heroes,
You're doing the whiskey woman.
I am, yeah. I'm swirling my whiskey and staring at Rose right in the eyeballs.
You're enthralled.
Yeah, I'm doing my oh yes. Stir.
so Nico I speculate, and I love this theory, Nico has met the Egyptian god Anubis before.
Oh, and who is a personal fave of Anubis here?
I do!
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
Yeah.
Of all the pantheons and of all the series and everything, I love the Percy Jackson series, but my favorite pantheon is the Egyptian gods and goddesses.
Mhm.
I fucking love Anubis. Anubis is kick-ass. He's great. And
That's the dog-headed man, right?
Jackal.
Cool.
Get it right.
Oh yeah, my bad.
No,
Sorry.
If you know that joke, but whatever.
It's a joke.
So, in the end, it is, actually. So, in the very end, Percy comes up, and it's all the Olympians sitting on Mount Olympus, and the gods give Percy the opportunity to become a god, to become immortal, and Percy turns them down, saying that, no, you should actually acknowledge your kids, spend time with them, you should free a
I would
couple
have
of
been
them.
made into a god.
Yeah.
So not relatable at all.
And then he's like, you should also build,
A college for everyone to learn and get along
The Romans.
and have lollipops.
The Romans have a college.
So essentially, it's just the moral of the story is don't be a shit parent, and your kids won't rebel against you.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
not true at all, though, because kids are going to rebel no matter
Oh,
what.
kids are gonna rebel no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
still, don't be like
Don't
My
be a
my
shit
parents were wonderful,
don't
and I
be
was an
having
asshole.
multiple bastard children and neglecting them. That's
Yeah,
the
pretty
moral
much.
of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief series. That's
Yep.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
And it goes on to do other ones like you talked about
So
with
the
the
next book,
Pantheons.
so chronologically, it's Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Kane Chronicles, all three of the
Is
books.
it the same kids in each
No.
one? Okay, good.
So the Kane Chronicles covers the Egyptian pantheon, where you meet Sadie and Carter Kane, their siblings, and that's when you meet all the magicians and all of the Egyptians
Yeah.
who live in Brooklyn, by the way.
Yeah.
We're talking about Manhattan.
You were breaking it down for me. Manhattan's all Greek, Brooklyn's all Egyptian.
Boston is, for whatever reason, Boston is Norse.
Yeah.
That's where we have
Norse?
Norse.
Like
In
Thor
Boston?
and Odin.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
didn't they make that Minnesota?
I don't fucking
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, my
Vikings there.
family's hugely Norwegian, and guess where they're from? Minnesota. Like, literally, like, 2 generations.
Yeah.
So you've got, okay, so it's
Yeah,
Percy
don't
Jackson,
you know?
Kane Chronicles, then it's Lost Heroes, and then after Lost Heroes, it's Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, and then to wrap up Percy Jackson, Lightning Thief, and Lost Heroes, we have Trials of Apollo, but to wrap up everything, we do have one more book that hasn't been released yet, and that is the Nico D'Angelo and Will Solis.
But like everything really kind of took off.
Yeah, everything kind of takes off.
Took
from there.
off super well. A whole lot of books, a couple of movies. I'm just gonna cut to the chase because we all know how bad this shit is.
The movies don't exist.
I don't, but you guys told me not to watch them, so
They're shit.
that's
So,
pretty bad.
The director was Chris Columbus, the same director that did the first 2 Harry Potter movies.
And he didn't
The
know.
worst ones.
He didn't read the books. He didn't care. He didn't know anything about Percy Jackson. He didn't know anything about Harry Potter either.
They needed a guy who knew some stuff about like magical world. And
They needed a guy that could work with that many fucking kids. Let's be
Well,
honest
that's the
here.
other problem.
No,
that I
like
have.
really, that's what it is.
But that's my thing. In the books, it's all supposed to be like 12-year-olds and like
12 to 18.
12 to
'cause, like,
18.
once you hit 18, you're aged out for camp. You
Yeah.
have to go somewhere else.
Percy Jackson in this is like high school age and still acting very 12. But the whole thing just barely kind of scraped the surface of the books, kind of fast-tracked a lot of major points, didn't really get a lot of characters right, didn't get a lot of depictions right, missed out a lot of things that would be great cinematic moments, and really
like you said, Percy fighting
like Ares. How did they miss that? And really just ended up being worse than bad. It's boring.
No,
Why haven't they made a video game
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
just
like
like
Greek
they
and Roman
did.
gods fighting each other?
Yeah,
No,
God of War.
they God of War, but they also did a Percy
Fighting game.
Jackson. No, they did a Percy Jackson video game for the DS.
Okay,
I haven't played it.
DS sounds right.
I'm not talking about a DS game. I'm saying if you
Like,
literally
that's, like,
made
right in that time zone.
a game that's like you know, like the
Gods of
Marvel
War.
versus DC. No,
Oh, like a
like a Battle
Mortal
Royale?
Kombat kind of deal.
no, straight up combat.
Just Battle Royale.
Not God.
No,
Yeah,
but-
no, Battle Royale's different.
Like a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Is that not a Battle Royale?
No,
No.
it's so different.
Battle
Battle
Royale
Royale's like Fortnite.
is Fortnite. It's like a ton of people battling to the last person.
How is that different from Mortal
Holy
Kombat?
shit.
Two
No,
one-on-one.
no,
No,
Holy fuck.
no,
How can I
I'm
make
going
this
to
more
die
clear?
on this hill.
No,
No,
this is a
you
shit hill.
can't.
This isn't a
can't.
hill. It's a
No.
hole.
It is. Yeah,
This
Brody's
is
right.
it.
I'm sorry,
no.
Rose.
You
I'm
have
so
a tiered
sorry.
Two
system.
people
No,
up against
here's the
another
thing.
versus 100 people, and there's only one victor. That's a battle royale. One of them's a street fighter.
100%.
No, because
Yes.
you have a tiered system. You
Tiered
can make
system.
a battle royale out of a tiered
We're not talking
That's
about
a
the
tournament.
campaign. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's still the same
Right, it is a
thing.
tournament. Thank you, Brody.
No,
Yeah.
it's all 100 people going against each other at once.
In Mortal Kombat, it is a tiered system.
That's different. You're so not listening to me. I swear to God.
Dude, have you never seen the Mortal Kombat movies except for the new? It's a
No,
tournament.
It is a tournament.
It's 1 versus 1 in every fight.
1v1, and then the winner goes to the next fight.
That's not how battle royale
That's not
works.
how Fortnite works
Yes.
at all. Have you played it?
I have not played, but it's not. It's
There we go.
different.
No.
Yeah, it is different.
Yeah, they're different.
It's not the same thing.
Fortnite is.
A battle royale game, just
battle
like
royale.
like PUBG, right?
I'm dying.
Overwatch.
Same fucking thing, except
Overwatch
one
is
is a
different.
tiered system and one.
I never
is
played
not.
Overwatch.
But it's still one victor overall.
I swear
It
to
is
God.
still one
I am
fucking
trying
victor.
to protect you here. People
People in the comments come at me with this shit. I will fight you.
Man, this is just a quick dictionary lookup. I hate to say it, Rose.
Look, if you're saying that Fortnite and
Yeah, I'm
Mortal
not talking
Kombat
about
are the
Fortnite,
same
though.
style.
I'm not talking about.
You're talking about
Fortnite.
battle royale.
It's the most
Yeah.
What are
popular
you
battle
talking about
royale
then?
game that exists.
Oh my god. Battle Royale.
Yes. Can I get back to the movies?
Yes.
Yes.
They suck. But if you really do want to see something better visually, I think yesterday, as of recording this, Rick Riordan himself officially greenlit the series for Disney Plus.
Finally greenlit the miniseries we're still waiting to hear back from Netflix
And
about
this
the
is
Kane
like-
Chronicles.
Yeah, no, this is like way in pre-production too. So
So they finally got a
strap in
director.
for like 4 years or something. Oh yeah, we got a director for him.
Director for Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, Boban. his name.
Boban, yeah. Dora the Explorer.
The Muppets. Was a writer for Flight of the Conchords.
Yep.
Okay, I was just like really skeptical until you said that. But maybe he should write Dora the fucking Explorer.
His kids are fans of the book series.
Okay, that's
So-
important.
That's
yeah.
very
There we go.
That's a really important
Perspective
because-
changed immediately.
So
This
he
is going to be a
knows the
love
series.
project for him.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the
Yeah.
problem with the movies. They weren't made with love.
Yeah.
They were made with, hey,
All my
Harry
opinion
Potter's
has
kind of
changed.
wrapping up,
Opinions
and
has-
people are
have
going to want
changed.
another YA adventure series. Let's just rush this out.
You can
Yeah.
never have enough YA series in general.
No, you can't.
It's
There's a lot.
Yeah, oversaturated, whatever. Everybody finds something that's important to them.
We all have been talking about this a while. People can really piece together how long we've been talking about Percy Jackson on this series.
I love Percy Jackson.
And we're all very jazzed for the fact that they're getting a second shot with this miniseries.
There is hope.
There is a lot of hope for the future. And then we kind of like theorized, if like money's no object, we just can greenlight anyone. Who would we cast for Percy Jackson?
So,
We've been teasing at it all episode, but here it is.
Brody and I have been talking back and forth about it.
Okay. Does anyone want to start? Because I got a whole list that's just firing to go.
I have
Okay.
sorry.
I don't know.
Okay, I was going to say Brody should start first, but I do have a list, but I just want to preface by saying that I don't know anything about the series, and all my
went by
casting is based off aesthetics.
And oh my god, she fucking almost nailed all of them.
Yeah, well,
Surprisingly
I'll go
so.
last.
Yeah.
So, Hades. James Woods. James Woods, who played Hades in the Disney movie for Hercules.
Hey, come back to the role.
I understand that James Woods is a terrible person and incredibly problematic and probably not a good fit for being around other people.
Fuck it. But probably
But
Hades isn't either.
But I just did that because the guy loves being Hades.
And he's
come
really
on,
good
he's
at
really
it.
He's good at it, and I just thought that would be a fun
That would
tongue-in-cheek.
be so fun.
And plus, it is Disney Plus, so a little extra joke there. But as a backup, I also put down Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage would make a good Hades.
I love
But
Nicolas
we went
Cage.
back and forth on this character.
Mhm.
Who would be?
Is this y'all's mutual list, or do you have your
Yeah,
own
no,
list?
it's
I have my
mutual.
list, but
Okay.
it mostly shares a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
We went back and forth on Zeus, though.
Zeus was hard.
Zeus was really
He was really hard to nail down.
Zeus and Poseidon were like the worst.
Well,
I
Poseidon
can't wait
was
for
like
you
the
guys
worst
to
one.
see- oh,
And
I
I
didn't
still
do
don't have a
Poseidon.
solid choice for Poseidon because I need someone
Yeah,
who is going to be like a god and an authority.
We should
figure.
read them off at the same
But-
time, actually.
All right, ready? Just read your list.
All right. Hermes, bring back Nathan Fillion, please.
Yes, please. He
And
was
if you
wonderful.
And if you can't do that, please do Ted Danson.
Okay, wait. Can we really quickly? Okay, so I'm just gonna read mine. So who I wrote down for Hades was Will Forte.
Really?
I just think it would work.
I can kind
Brody's
of
considering
He could
it.
play more of a comedy angle to it.
That's how I imagine Hades.
All right.
All right, and then who was the second one we said? Hermes.
Hermes, yeah.
Yeah, John Mulaney.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know,
Nathan Fillion, though. Nathan Fillion.
John
if it
Mulaney.
has to be Nathan Fillion or John Mulaney.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I think John Mulaney would be
Okay,
perfect.
For a new guy, yeah, John
yeah,
Mulaney.
For a new one, yes.
John Mulaney.
John Mulaney.
I can see John Mulaney is more like not a god. Like I don't see John Mulaney.
If he were
as
a god,
he's
he'd be Hermes.
Yeah.
He would.
All right, I'll accept it.
Yeah. Okay.
I have my choice for Ares, who we didn't see in the movie, so this would be great. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, the guy who plays Negan in The Walking Dead.
Oh, I love that.
Because the depiction of Ares in the books is that he's a tough as nails biker dude.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
A tough as nails
Biker.
dude.
Yeah, he wears.
All
like,
right,
a leather
I'm gonna
jacket
say
and
Danny Trejo.
Ooh, that's also that might be better.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. That would be
Danny
better.
Trejo's good.
Yeah, there we go.
Also, I had for Artemis, Stephanie Beatriz,
Yep.
the woman who played Rosa and was also in the Heights.
Yep.
I just mostly that was influenced by her performance as Rosa, as like that very tough police person.
Yep.
And Artemis being like this woman who's all about hunting. I just thinking
pretty
like,
much.
who is a woman that will hunt you down? And
really.
Stephanie Beatriz is Rosa.
Let's continue.
Okay, Apollo.
Apollo is a musician, egotistical guy who they first see in Los Angeles. Ryan Reynolds.
Apollo is the god of war, though, correct?
No, Apollo is the god of
music.
sunshine. And if I say god
He's
of
the
sunshine,
solar
how do you
god.
not immediately think Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, okay, the god of sunshine.
Ares is the god of war.
Oh, and I got another one that's
Okay, I thought, okay, so I'm going to do my slash for Ares, also Dwayne Johnson.
We were thinking about incorporating him just because he's a big muscle man.
Okay,
But I couldn't
Apollo,
really
god
find
of
a good one.
sunshine.
I already said
Paul
Ryan
Rudd.
Reynolds.
Alright.
Paul Rudd also works. I can see
Yeah,
that.
Paul Rudd works in everything.
Dionysus, the god of wine, partying, and is
Insanity.
Jack Black.
Russell Brand.
I like Jack
Are we
Black.
competing?
I
Like,
like Jack Black more.
I prefer Jack Black. I'm just telling you what I'm like. And it's like, nah, Russell Brand.
Alright,
Well, I'm
let's
just
keep
writing
going.
down the ones off the top of my head that I did not write down.
All right. Hera, Queen of the Gods.
I didn't do Hera.
Beyonce.
I disagree. She should be Persephone.
Okay.
She's
I-
the queen of the underworld.
Yes. No.
Oh, no, but...
Beyonce is the queen.
Yeah, but she's not an outright bitch like Hera is.
She can be. She can play one.
She can play one, but she's not.
Also, if you give Beyonce the direction of, okay, you just caught Zeus cheating on a other woman.
Oh,
she knows how to...
she knows how.
Yeah.
She'll lemonade.
Oh, she will.
Oh my god, I love that so much. I don't have anybody. I'm just gonna go with Lena Headey.
Okay, between the two,
She's not the queen, though.
Beyonce.
Beyonce's always the queen bee.
Athena, goddess of battle strategy. This is heavily
Knowledge.
influenced, but Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, yep.
Just
I
most-
have down Kate McKinnon. Because the way that Rose described Athena to me was a woman that gave you a headache and then popped out of Zeus's head. So I picked Kate.
All right, for the comedic aspect of that.
Yeah, so I
For the
picked...
sake of Percy Jackson,
And
this
not
is just
that
more
I
like-
think Kate McKinnon is annoying at all, but I feel like the clips you could have of her being born, if she talks about it at
Just
all.
pops her head out. It's like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah. Kate
What are we
McKinnon
doing?
can play straight too, and she's beautiful, so it works.
Mm-hmm.
Athena is not straight, by the way, but yeah.
Chiron, not a god, but also.
He's-
Oh, you said Athena's not straight?
No.
Oh, good, because Kate McKinnon's gay.
Awesome.
Yeah,
For Chiron, I went with Kelsey Grammer.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Chiron being sort of like this wise old figure who sort of leads him. He's sort of like the Gandalf or the Obi-Wan in this situation.
That's
Kelsey
wonderful.
Grammer is just he's a classy fella.
Yeah, it's funny you said Obi-Wan, because when I saw this picture, that's the first thing I thought of, so I put Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor also works.
Ian McGregor works.
Yeah.
Again, I know we're not
Ian
competing,
McGregor
but
as Kronos.
oh yeah, he's so good at being a villain.
Kronos.
Yeah.
He's such a good villain.
I know we're not competing, but yeah, Kelsey Grammer's better.
I agree.
And you can suck it.
No, I agree with you. Kelsey
Okay,
Grammer is
cool.
better.
This one was suggested to me from a friend for Poseidon. I wanted to get someone who has a background as like a beach actor and close to
no.
water. David Hasselhoff.
I picked Keanu Reeves.
That's funny actually because I picked Keanu Reeves as Hypno, the god of sleep.
Hypnos.
He's Hypnos. He's not like in the Greek pantheon, so I don't know how many people know.
He has
what's
some
Hypnos.
cabin, and he's
so
like
good.
we
Hypno.
see him. Yeah, we see him like once in a while, but also come on, The Matrix.
He
I
is
think it would be
breathtaking.
funny if you picked like Gilbert Godfrey to be Hypno.
No, who was?
He would also be a good Hermes.
Hermes.
Gilbert
Oh,
Godfrey.
Oh, he would just shout everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what about Did we have Danny DeVito on there?
Oh yeah, Hephaestus.
Hephaestus. Danny
Hephaestus
DeVito.
being like the punching bag of the gods, the little troll man.
Mhm.
Danny DeVito.
You could also make it Kevin Hart too.
Okay.
Oh.
Kevin Hart. No, wait. No. I'm on board that Kevin Hart needs to be in like
The
playing
movie
one of
is-
these gods, but I don't know who.
I don't know who. He
Pan.
could
No.
No.
No, Pan should be like
Kevin Hart,
Benedict Cumberbatch or something.
Loki
in the
Norse mythology.
In the Norse mythology, but what book again?
Hart
Kevin Hart is Loki, and he's just fucking with people the whole time.
That's what Loki does. He's a jackass. I could totally see.
I could definitely see like a comedian playing him well.
Yes, Kevin Hart would be wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Wait, did we cast our Zeus yet?
I'm just gonna say Kurt Russell and call it a day.
I put Anthony Hopkins.
What about Aphrodite?
Aphrodite? Did we say Aphrodite?
I did Amelia Clark.
Amelia Clark.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
You got
No, I see it.
No, she.
Although maybe like better as an Athena, because like I'm again heavily influenced by like Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I feel like we both are.
Any characters you haven't listed?
I have a lot that I haven't.
We talked a little bit about
Who's Percy?
We talked a little bit about
We didn't cast Percy.
You didn't cast Percy?
No,
I did.
we talked a little bit about Logan Lerman, the guy who played Percy Jackson in the movies, coming back as Poseidon.
I would love that, but he has gone on record, him and the original actress
Wait,
for...
Poseidon should be Matthew McConaughey.
That works.
Yeah. No.
No, actually no. I take that back. I can't see
it.
I can't see Matthew McConaughey as like the protagonist's dad.
Really?
I can see him as Osiris,
Okay.
the god of the dead. I
Okay.
can see him. I can see him as Osiris. No, so he has gone on record saying that he would not mind coming back, but he's more than willing to like move on and let someone else, because he enjoyed. He's a very good actor, and he enjoyed.
And a second chance because he actually did love Percy Jackson.
He loved Percy
like
Jackson.
No one else really read the books, but he was
did.
like, I'm gonna read the books because I need to actually understand what's happening here.
He understood the assignment. The assignment didn't understand him.
Yup.
And while he loved playing Percy, he loved like being a part of the project. He is honestly okay with moving on, which I'm like, I would love to see him come back as Poseidon.
I think if he does, it's going to be like an Andrew Garfield Spider-Man situation.
It's just going to be
where it's like
for
we
the
loved
fans.
you all along.
It would be for the fans, yeah.
Yeah.
So for Percy, I didn't even bother looking up the guy's name, but the protagonist from 13 Reasons Why, that kid, he just kind of looks like... He's like a plain-looking guy that anyone could imprint themselves on.
You see, like,
who's serviceable.
I would still like it to be a younger boy.
I'm saying, like, him younger. Because
Like a younger, like a middle school version.
Realistically, if you're making this fucking show, they would all have to be mostly unknowns.
Yeah, all mostly unknowns.
They would have to be mostly unknown. So,
us like Beyonce and Kevin Hart.
Yeah. I mean, they work because they're adult roles, but casting children, I mean...
There's not like too many like super duper famous.
So you guys did not cast Nico D'Angelo, is what you're telling me?
No, but who do you have?
So I initially wrote down Finn Wolfhard, young Finn Wolfhard,
like
but after
Stranger Things season 1.
Yeah, but after learning more about him, I'm saying young Ezra Miller.
Ooh. That actually works.
It works really fucking good from the way you guys have described him to me.
It works.
You know, I'm still kind of hung up on him being Nico because Finn Wolfhard can play sad boy.
Well,
he can play sad and conflicted.
We're talking about a character who has literally every reason to become the villain, but decides to defy all logic and still be the hero.
Okay.
So I can really see that working.
Yeah. Luke, Cole Sprouse.
I love that.
Not Zach and Cody Cole Sprouse, but like
a little older.
Riverdale Cole
Sprouse. Cole Sprouse.
So for Annabeth, I just picked Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yes.
Because she's a fantastic, beautiful younger actress, and she's been acting since she was a child, so it's easy to imagine what she would look like in the role. Grover Underwood, I saw that he looked also like a sad boy, so I picked a young Robert Sheehan. If anyone out there is familiar with Misfits, less of a comedic angle, more sad boy. Just amp it up. Robert Sheehan is perfect. Let's see. Clarissa LaRue, young Mae Whitman.
I don't know.
Clarissa
those people.
LaRue,
it's Anne Veal from Arrested Development.
Oh, right. You told me about this.
Yeah.
Clarissa is a daughter of... She's the head of the Ares cabin. So she's a daughter of Ares. So she's very violent.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mae Whitman can do anything.
Mae Whitman could fucking do it.
Tyson, I just saw that he was ginger, so I just went with Rupert Grint.
Rupert Grint could do it. He really fucking could. I love it.
Yeah.
Could you? Yes.
He's the guy I'm thinking of, right?
He's Ron.
So there's like young
yeah.
Robert Sheehan right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Selena, I thought she looked exactly like a young Lily Sabowski.
Selena Beauregard, she's a daughter. She's the head cabin leader of Aphrodite, daughter of Aphrodite. Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah, I thought
That's
like the character drawings I saw of her looked exactly like Lily Sabowski, and I was like, oh my god.
That
I get it.
definitely
Like
is.
if I'm like casting my dream movie for these people, Lily Sabowski. Sally, so I initially
Sally
put
Jackson.
Emma Kinney because the drawings of her look young, and for those who don't know, that's Deb from Shameless, but I recasted it while we were talking to Rachel Weisz.
Oh.
I still like Deb.
I like Deb.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that works for the character. I was like, oh man, she's a lot older. I gotta pick a more matriarchal feeling woman. I'm glad I found a really cool website that had great pictures of all these characters so I could hypothetically cast them. It's so much fun.
Nice.
I think Brody and I were talking Eric Audrey.
Oh, you were talking about who is the god of chaos? You were talking
Set! He's the god
Set,
of chaos. Everybody
the
hates
Egyptian
him.
god of chaos. I just figured like you got it. Who is the god of chaos if not Eric Andre?
And
Yeah.
then Will Smith for
If Set was real, he would just be doing the same shit that Eric Andre is doing, but not with a TV studio.
So who's Hannibal Buress though? Because we gotta put him in the equation too.
Raw.
Really? The old man?
Yeah, that works.
I'm mostly just going at it like an ironic thing. It's like, hey, sup? I
Yeah.
control the sun.
Yeah.
It's hot sometimes, but it's alright.
Yeah, that works for Hannibal.
Yeah, Will Smith as Amos Kane. So Amos is Sadie's uncle, and he's the host for Set, the god of chaos. So in the Egyptian series, things work a little bit differently. The Egyptian gods can't really manifest.
Why did the first thing that popped in my mind Martin Short? Because we can also throw Martin Short in this movie too somewhere.
Martin
Oh my
Short.
God.
Martin Short is Hermes, maybe.
Yeah, Martin Short is Hermes.
I'm actually
Odin.
into that.
Odin.
Martin Short is Odin.
Odin!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
He's too.
No,
he's
John
too
Lithgow.
silly.
John Lithgow is Odin.
Oh my god, yes.
We need to talk about
No,
Martin
but
Short is way
Odin-
too silly to be Odin.
Yeah, he can't.
Okay, so Odin in the book series is a man who waits until the very end of the book to come up on stage, literally, in Valhalla,
Okay.
come up on stage with a fucking PowerPoint to explain to the rest of Valhalla.
You know who this sounds like?
What?
Bill Murray.
Yes.
You
They all
just said
gasp at
wait
the
to the
same
very end, and I'm like, who's worth it if you wait to the very
It's
end?
always Bill Murray.
It's always
Bill Murray.
Always Bill
Always
Murray.
Bill
It worked in
Murray.
Space Jam. It'll work in whatever this shit is.
Oh, they
Oh my
had Bill
God.
Murray at the end of Space Jam. I love that so much. Bless
Yeah,
you, Bill Murray.
We're talking about a guy who waits until the very end of the book to come up with a fucking PowerPoint to explain the whole prophecy,
Mhm.
to explain everything, and to lecture everyone about how he's disappointed in all of them.
Bill Murray.
Bill fucking
Bill
Murray.
You nailed it with the disappointment angle.
Yep. All right, I feel really confident about our
I feel like
casting.
we learned a lot today.
I learned a lot.
We learned a lot about Greek mythology.
Not really.
And
Did
the
we get
movie
it all out of our
Hercules,
system, or are
what's
we
in
gonna
it,
keep
what-
talking about
what's in
Percy
it?
Jackson?
Yeah.
We'll
We're gonna keep
probably
talking about
mention- We're
Percy
gonna keep
Jackson.
talking about Percy
Well,
Jackson.
Of course I am.
We've
I
done it
have
before.
so
We're
much-
gonna do it again.
Of course. Especially since I have like so much just like built in. I did very well, Brody.
hmm I just wanted to stop with one more thing.
Okay.
Who would your godparent be?
Not
Not your godparent, but your godparent.
My godly parent. So I've said it before. It would either be Dionysus or Apollo.
Who would I be?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Dionysus. He's just like the casual, fun guy.
No, I don't think Jess would be. I think Jess is more of a jack of all trades. So maybe Hermes. Or
Okay.
no, Athena, because she's really fucking smart too. Oh no, maybe Aphrodite, because you really you're really into doing hair and such, like hairstyles. Cosmetology, that's what I'm talking about. Cosmetology. And I've gone on record. I have said that Jess would totally be the host of Isis, goddess of order, because she kind of just keeps me in order half the time we're together.
Yeah. I just pantomime to whip, guys.
I'll put in the sound effect.
Thank you.
Brody, of all the Egyptian gods, who do you think you would host?
I don't know the Egyptian gods.
I don't know them that well, yeah.
I just know that like they're kind of dope and spooky. Like, I don't know.
I can see you as Horus, to be honest.
I would think I'm not Egyptian. I think I'd be Norse.
Norse?
I think I'd be Norse. I'd be like Freya's
So
old. Freya's
who would
Freya.
your godly parent be if you were Norse then?
Freya.
Freya?
Yeah, just brought up to be kind of artsy guy.
Okay.
Artsy guy, free spirited.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm also just going off of like how she's portrayed in God of War. She's just like a hippie who ran away from the pantheon and lives in a giant turtle. Percy Jackson, big reinvention of like all these great mythologies told in a very good tongue-in-cheek way.
Agreed.
Get the audiobooks if you don't have the time to actually sit down and read. Also, they're not like the heaviest read ever. They're made for kids. You can pick that shit up and put it down in the same weekend.
Yeah.
Really.
And
anything else we want to add today?
I don't think so, but if you have any better book recommendations, who your godfather might be,
Godly parent might be.
godly parents.
Who do you think is a better representation of our godly parents?
Mm-hmm. Generally, how your day was today.
6 uses for Astroglide.
What you think happened to the
Astroglide.
Lindbergh baby. And if you have anything else to add, you can email us at oneframeoff@gmail.com. That's oneframeoff@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. And
Brody posted some pictures.
I did.
Of the snow.
Yes.
We're posting sometimes.
We're
trying to get better at it.
Thank you for all the people who did follow us and started listening to us, especially the ones who aren't immediate friends or family. I don't know how you found us, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah, we're so grateful.
Out in Germany.
Our 1% German audience and our 5% Canadian audience.
Oh, yeah.
To that I say, I don't know who the fuck you are, but that's dope.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I guess that's it.
Thanks for listening. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.